Hello, my friends. This is Heather. This is episode 118 of the Back to Me podcast. And today's celebrity chat is with Alejandra Rojas. And we are talking money mindset and how we kind of sabotage ourselves for the things that we want in life. Have a listen and let me know what you think. Take care. I'll talk to you soon. Hi, my friends. Welcome. This is the Back to Me podcast, and this is Heather, and I am super excited that you're here. You are going to hear some tips and some tricks and some ideas to help you live your happiest and healthiest self. I call it Back to Me because when you are taking care of yourself, back to me, then you can take better care of others, and we can all make the world a better place. This is Wellness Your Way, and I am super happy that you're here. Hello, my friend. Before we jump into this episode, I just wanted to pop in here and let you know that this February 22nd, it's a Wednesday night at 7:30 p.m., I will be holding a free webinar for you to jump in and join me on using these 6 keys, these magic 6 keys to unlock your most amazing life. It's totally free. It's a chance for you to take a pause, check in with where you are on 2023 versus where you want to be or where you want to get to, and some really actionable tools to help you get there. I hope you can join me. The link is in the show notes. I'd love to see you there. Take care, my friend. Here we go with this week's episode. Awesome. Hello, my friend. How are you doing? I hope you're having an outstanding day. This is Heather. This is the Back to Me podcast, and this is another celebrity chat where I get to talk to an amazing human being. And today I'm talking to Alejandra Rojas. I have such a terrible accent. And Alejandra is a finance professional coach and money mindset expert. So if you think that you don't know anything about money, this is a perfect episode to listen to. Right? Right. Alejandra, welcome. I'm so happy that you're here. I'm so happy we could connect.
Hi, Heather. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for inviting me. I'm happy to be here too.
Yeah. And the first question I always ask people is, how did you get into finance and
Oh
money
my God.
mindset? Like, what led you down that road?
Yeah, no, I love the question because you would think like money mindset, what the hell is that? Like what?
Why?
But yeah, exactly. In finances in general, I have been in finances my whole life. I went into even from high school. So I did a high school that was technical, and you could either choose for do some sports or some kind of industrial work or accounting stuff, and I choose accounting stuff. Both of my parents are accountants, and then in college I just study finances, get the finance corporate job, and then through my own history, I found out what money mindset was, because I ended up in a burned out. I ended up really understanding that being smart about money is not the same as being emotional regulated or having the proper mindset with money. And so it fascinated me because this is what I love to do. Like, I was in a podcast interview like 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, and she really described like money and finances is your love language, right? And I was like, yes, it is. So this is what I love to do, and kind of understanding human behavior with money, emotional behavior with money. It's what I love to do, and transform that and help that with the female entrepreneurs that are daring themselves to put out there, and just help them to see this as a natural thing to have, not such a struggle and burden.
Right. And it's so interesting. You made a comment about um, understanding finances, but the emotional regulation of money. And people don't see them as separate, do they? They're like,
Mm.
I'm just doing my budgets, and then they're they're stressed out. Okay, okay. Let's back it up
Yeah.
a little bit. So how do you so I mean, how would you describe that relationship of those separating those two?
Yeah. Well, I'm going to put you the example through my own story.
Yeah.
So just picture that I just told you my whole life I've been on a financial field, right? I learned pretty much every strategy that is out there to how to manage money, how to make money, how to multiply money. But really, my background is I'm originally from Colombia. My first language is Spanish, and I come from a very modest family. So compare like my family in Colombia compared to any other family in United States, it's like a big difference, right? So my mind and my beliefs and the way that I went through life was regulated to what I was used to in Colombia, right? What is my environment, what my parents believe, and they believe that 9 to 5 job is financial security, and they taught me that you have to keep your head down and not really think outside the box. And as a society, as you know, Latin Americans, South Americans, we think that the only way to get money is to work so hard until you burned out, literally to prove your worth, and then you can do something else, right?
If you
That
have
was
anything
my
left.
exactly. So that was my emotions towards money. So when I came to United States, find the job, like made it quote unquote successful, and was seeing all of the money coming in, my nervous system and my emotional just shut down. It's like, what the hell are you doing? Like, this is not what you're used to. So of course, I was spending left and right, trying to calm down all of this stress and all of these things that it was so different to me. It's like nobody told me about this. Nobody told me how it felt to receive something that you are not used to and how your habits don't align with it. Therefore, you just like let's do something with it. Like I have money coming, right? So let's just apply for another credit card. I have money coming, so let's just invite everybody because
Yeah.
I am the person that has all. So all of these money wounds that I really talk about with my clients, um it's exactly that. Is that emotional regulation. It's not just about the money itself. It's not just about the money in the bank account. It's how that tool, because it's just that tool, making you feel and enhancing or taking light out of you. My at that point, it was taking life out of me. I was working with money. I was perfectly like I freaking love budgets. I love to do budgets for corporations and stuff. And like you can find me doing an Excel sheet almost any time
Right. That's funny.
on a day, right? But I know that that works for corporations. I know that that works for companies. If you're a female entrepreneur, I know that that's going to work for your business. It's not going to work for you because when you talk about personal finances, you have to talk about the emotional side of money. How that 1 plus 1 equals 2, it's real for a corporation, but it's not real for you because when you talk about the person, 1 plus 1 equals 2, and that may be, oh, I don't have enough, or oh, 2 is not enough for the bills, or I don't know if I'm gonna have ever enough, or what my parents are gonna say that I have to. So it's all this narrative, and it's a whole side of money that got me fascinated. And yeah, that's the really the emotional regulation that we have to have.
And it's so true that we often don't even recognize, and it comes up in other things as well, but for sure in money that it is what you've learned, the, work hard, work your job, work hard, do what you're supposed to do, and you will get enough money maybe, and you can't have too much. And there's a whole, like, even I think every country has their own narrative around why you can't have too much and what too much looks like. And part of it is how you grew up. Have you read The Big Leap by Gay Hendricks?
I have not.
Oh, so he's not just talking money, he's talking just life, but he calls it the upper limit problem.
Ah, yeah,
So
I have
so
heard
when
of
you're
it.
yeah, when you're getting to that point where it's like, this isn't where I belong. This is too much. You start to sabotage yourself and
Yeah.
maybe so just got too many credit cards and too many parties. I hope you enjoyed while you were spending it all. But it is true that people get into that position. And also, I think there's another side of it where it's I need to have an appearance of being a certain way. So that's like, there can be that, I don't think I'm not valuable enough. I shouldn't have this much. Or there's I should live like I have all I need. And so there's that side too,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah. And it all comes back to the wounds that you have with money. So your mind is a perfect balance. Like our brains, as a human beings, is the most beautiful thing that you can ever find, and always will find a balance to keep you safe and alive. The upper limit is like if you go above that, it is not safe. So why would you go there? Like, why you even dare to put a foot out when you know that what is here is what has worked so far? And that's what it has been passed down generation after generation long time ago. And when we talk about female entrepreneurs, like that's a whole different story. Women has not been at any point in charge of wealth.
Right.
That's the scariest part for our gender, right? So it's just like you are every day fighting that subconscious belief. So when you talk about money in a subconscious level, when you talk about limiting beliefs, because that's really it, you have to talk about how you grow up. What's your money story? What did your parents told you directly, but what how also they acted when bills came, when entrepreneurship came to the table. I can tell you right now, I'm working with a client right now. She is the first entrepreneur in her family. This is the third year of business. First person who dared to put her business and say, no, I'm not gonna do whatever you guys were doing. I'm just gonna do it my way. The amount of beliefs against being an entrepreneur is insane. And not because their parents talk about it, but because she heard parents and family and caregivers and society around her is like, oh, yeah, she's always struggling because she works for herself.
Right.
Right?
Okay. Yeah. And they don't even realize that they're doing that, right?
Correct. Because it's subconscious. We don't, unless we are doing this work, we don't realize how powerful our language, spoken and non spoken language, is for us as much as for the people around us.
Right, yeah, and little kids pick up signals before they even know what money is, right? They don't even
Absolutely.
they probably can't even count yet, and they understand that going to the store and buying something new is stressful, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. They understand your stress
Yeah,
because they understand when mom or dad are under stress. um and that's what I work every single day, right? I work with that 7 years old, 6 years old person inside of you, 34, 35, 40, 45, all grown person, because it was something back there that got stuck. It was something back there that made you have this icky relationship with money. It was something back there that somebody said and you perceived it a different way, and it just never clicked in the way that is serving you right now. So coming back to my story from in my personal life, it was so many of those narratives that it didn't serve what I was wanting at that moment for my life. I wanted to travel the world. I wanted to do my own thing. I wanted to have an opinion and a voice that was not necessarily what other people was aligning to. But that was wrong. Not because my parents taught me that that was wrong, but because it was often rejected by my family, by my friends, my school. It was like, it was just wrong. So why would I want to do something that it was wrong back then? It didn't make sense. And that's the thing. It doesn't have to make sense. In fact, it never makes sense.
Right.
Um, but it was back then when I was 7, when I was 8. So I had to, I said, okay, now it's different. Now, if you want to do this, now, if you want this for your life, if you want this for your business, you have to emotionally regulate to that. You have to completely let go of what is not serving you right now and adopt this new mindset and these new emotional beliefs.
And it takes time, like it takes some time. It's not an instant overnight. Like digging out and understanding the stories that you just take as truths. That takes some time to uncover, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
Is
Absolutely.
that what the M.E.S method is for? I'm just so curious about
Yeah.
I'm so curious about the M.E.S method. I love,
Yeah. Yeah.
acronyms and short.
Yeah, no, it's exactly that. And we have been talking about it. So the mess method really was born because of it, because money, it's a mindset thing. So you have three different ways to control money, and they are come together. So mess stands for mindset, emotions, a strategy, and a synergy between all of
Oh,
those three. So when I work with a client, with a female entrepreneur, and in her money mindset, I'm making sure to touch all of these three parts. I'm not only going to talk about mindset and your beliefs and how you need to change it. I also need to say, I need to look, if I tell you one specific belief, what is your emotional response to it? That's what we were talking about. What is the emotional regulation that we have to do?
right.
And there is a reason for that, because your nervous system is protecting your brain, right? It's like the protection mechanism, there you go, that we have to really cover the brain. And when change, like if you are looking to do a change with money, you need to look into your subconscious mind. Exactly, because of what we talk about. It's being built since you are 0 to 7. When you are subconscious mind walking, you need to regulate your system, emotionally regulate your system, to let the information that you are obtaining right now bypass the logical mind and say, listen, whatever you felt back then, it is not true anymore.
Right.
And this is how we're going to change it. And of course, I'm a finance professional. I've been in finance my whole life. I cannot walk away from the strategy. Like I'm a spiritual, I'm a huge believer on energy. I believe on the energy of money. I believe on the energy of business. But the strategy has to be in place as well, so that you give your logical mind, your logical brain, and okay, we are going to follow this path. And because we are going to follow this path, you're going to trigger all of those beliefs and all of those emotions, and we are going to regulate it, we're going to clean it, and we continue following the path. And that's it. It's just like, we are a financial mess. And I say we because I still, like, it's incredible the amount of things that you have to clean up on a daily basis to get wherever you want to be, regardless the level of income that you are right now.
And I know that because I've listened to some other authors about how we have these plateaus. It's almost like you think, okay, I've cleared out my old beliefs. Look at me, I'm doing really well. And then you hit a level, and then you're like, I'm stuck again. Like
Yeah.
something's gone wrong again. It's like the old thing has, you didn't quite get rid of it. It's like those weeds that you pull out and then you turn around, your lawn looks great. And then one day you're like, hey, where did that thing come from?
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
didn't quite get it all out.
Yeah. And it really amazes you. I was actually, because right now I'm working with a person that she's so beautiful to work with because she just throws everything. It's like a person that has no filter to say things. So you can actually see whatever is in her brain. And she was like, Ale, in our last coaching session, she was like, Ale, my mom was bugging me that I don't want to come to Christmas, why I don't want to come to Christmas, I just simply don't want to work. But because the conversation got agitated, I say, Mom, I cannot afford that. I don't have the money to that. Business is going to go very badly because of all this crisis that is going to go. I need to be careful. And then she said, like, can you believe I said that? Like, I'm like, yeah, that's the beauty of your subconscious mind. There is a new layer that you need to uncover. Like, why this conversation with mom is triggering that part of lack in your brain. Why
Right.
is that the first wall that you're gonna put out there, because it's not real, it's not true, like what's happening? And that's when you have the big breakthroughs. Same with income plateaus. If you want to double your income, you have to double your money mindset work. Simple as that, because it is scary. You haven't done it before, and once you believe, oh, I'm nice and all good, once you want to get that, your subconscious again wants to protect you. Say, hey, but you have been doing good here. Why you want to move there?
Yeah.
Right.
We're fine right where we are.
Exactly. Yes.
Stop making it scary.
Yeah, exactly.
And I guess, I mean, what kinds of things do you find help people when they're trying to get at those subconscious beliefs and stories and emotions? Is there any tools or techniques or things that you find
Yes.
help?
Yes. So I actually have laid out these on the membership. So I have the Ignite Your Money Mind membership, and there is a step by step process because I do not believe on rushing the knowledge, especially when it comes to money mindset. Because kind of picture you cleaning up your closet. It's gonna take you time, and so
It's
when you
gonna take
start
me years.
putting right, so once you start putting things out, it can look messy outside, but at the end you put it back together. That's exactly how I envision it. So once you get into the membership, you're going to follow a weekly process. So I drip the content weekly intentionally. So I give yourself the trigger and time for your brain to start opening up, say, oh, this is the narrative that I have. This is what I've been going through, and all of these things. And that's how you start working on it. You start by triggering what's happening. You start by taking your goal. That's them. Let me back up. That's the
Yeah,
first thing. You have to have a vision and a goal where you want to go. Personal more than business wise, if you're a female entrepreneur. Um, and why is that? Is because we are talking about the person that drives the business. Like I can assure you 300% that if tomorrow somebody else takes over your business, it makes it work, it makes it growth because it has no emotional relationship whatsoever. So we start by putting a goal for yourself that is, it's a call, I call it a domino effect goal. It's so scary, but yet it's so interesting and so powerful for you that you're gonna make the step by step process, and you're gonna make the work because you feel very in alignment with that goal. And then each week you trigger that. And I trigger different ways. I trigger by visualization. I trigger by actually going and looking at to your bank statements. For people that haven't looked at the bank statements in a long time, this is very like triggering, because that's the financial response. That's when your narratives come up to the surface. And I have actually two stages so of those triggers. The first stage is you and money, so it's all about you and putting those narratives up and cleaning up and then regulating emotionally again. And then you and business, and it's all about how you interact with money and business and triggering up. Really, subconscious work with money is about bringing the triggering, bringing the awareness, cleaning up, recalibrating for the next level. And that sounds so simple.
I know,
And
I
it
know.
is so simple, right?
Simple,
But
but maybe
it
not easy always,
exactly, exactly. It is challenging for yourself because we want things the way that they were before, in a subconscious level. That's how you survive. That's how you really don't spend calories on your
right?
brain.
Oh, yes, yes. I know, yeah. You lear Making new pathways uses more calories, and your brain says, "No, no, no, no. We need to save those for
Exactly.
something else." Right?
Exactly.
Oh my gosh, these crazy brains. Who invented these things? But it's interesting, like, do you find that some people a week is not long enough for them to process sometimes? Like, they need to be like, "Ah, slow it down." Like, do they
Yes.
press pause on their
Yes.
progress? Or I guess it's
Yeah.
everybody goes at it at a different pace, right?
Everybody goes at a different pace, and that's why it's the membership. If it doesn't work for you, it doesn't work, you cancel out, and that's fine. um but everybody has a different timeline. Everybody deals with those triggers differently. There are some triggers, in week 4 I walk you through um family triggers. There's so many family triggers because it's like it's your safe place, right? It's what you learn first. And there's people that takes time to understand that whatever you were taught back then is not serving you, and that you need to let it go. That is easy easier, way more easier said than done. And I'm talking from experience as well. It took me almost 2 years
Wow.
to let go of that belief, because as especially as a Latina, your family is everything. Like everything that your family says is kind of whatever it is for you. Like you don't think about it twice. You don't question, because if you question, you're wrong. And that's it. Like, don't even look at it. Whatever they say, right? So it took me a long time. So I understand it takes people a long time, but I also understand that if you want to step in the next level, that's what you gotta do. You have to look what is it that is in that department of your subconscious mind with money.
Right, and it's so interesting, like, how did you, because you didn't have anything like this to join, how did
Yeah.
you find the energy and the awareness to go, "Hold on, this isn't my reality." How did you find that for yourself?
Oh, love that. And that I have to take you back since when I was 6 years old. So when I was 6 years old, the I had a immune system sickness condition that doctors couldn't figure out. And they said to my parents, you know what, enjoy her because she's probably gonna live until 8 years old. And that's it.
What?
And yeah, it was harsh. But to be honest, I don't remember much because that's how beautiful brings blackout. But I do remember my parents' face. I do remember the stress. I do remember the sadness. And I remember that my mom say, no, that's not going to be my reality. My reality, my daughter's reality is going to be that she's a healthy child. That's it. So my dad put on the strategy work. He was the one making all of the natural juices because he is a naturalist, taking the medicine, all that. My mom was the mindset side of it. So we started to do dream books. We started to, getting in all this mindset work that now I know it's called mindset. Back then it was just like escaping from reality, right? And so I manifested, as you will say it now, manifested to be here, manifested to be healthy, manifested the house of my dreams because I hated the house that we used to live in back then. And I would tell my mom, I don't want this house. If I get to live, I don't want this house, right? So I knew the power of my mind since I was 6 years old. I knew how I will create my reality. I knew how um, feeling fulfilled felt like. And what I was living, fast forward, when I was earning all of these and when I was working in all of these, what I was living back then wasn't it. And
Right.
my motivation and really my mantra on how I live is like, if I got the chance to be here today living this life, am I gonna spend it that way? Hell no. Like, no, no, no. No, no, no. So, and also I didn't want to walk away from finances because like I said, this is what I really love to do. It's just it's passion that I got it, and it's, for me, it's fascinating to see all of those patterns and triggers. So I put it as a challenge for myself. I'm gonna figure this thing out, and it's not gonna take away my health, because it was reactivating
Right.
this condition. So um, it's not gonna take my health away. It's not gonna take my time away. We're gonna make it work. So I kind of had to be my own puppet on trying and error and here and there. And that's what I put on everything that I do, not only on the membership but in the one-on-one, in the things that I'm working already. We're recording this in 2022, but in 2023, oh my god, um we are already thinking on how to combine uh, and what we call think yourself rich or think your business rich in 2023, because it is a combination of everything, of mindset, emotion, and strategy. um, and that's what I have found on my own journey. So I understand that not everybody has the privilege, as I call it, to have an immune system health condition that tell them, if you continue down this path, you're gonna end up very, very bad. You can stop now and rethink what you're doing. Not everybody has that privilege that I had, and I understand that. And I have put it like, okay, you don't have to go through that. You can do it this way. Either way, if you want to end wherever you want to end with you, with your life, your financial life, and your business, then these are the tools that you can use.
That's awesome. And I like how you say a privilege to have your condition. I mean,
Yeah,
I had a stroke a year ago, and I tell people that was one of the best things that ever happened.
right.
And for lots and lots of reasons. I would never wish it on anyone, but it just made so gave such clarity on so many things. And so awesome that it's almost like that with your parents was your training ground. You're like, okay, you're going to need this. So we're going to do it like this and we'll teach you how to do it. So when you hit that point in the future, you already know how to do that. You've got
Yeah,
it. You've figured out the process and your steps, and it won't be perfect. No one's ever perfect, and that's fine. But
yeah, yeah,
you already had the background in place of what to do.
yeah, yeah.
That's
No,
so
and
good.
I love what you said about your stroke and clarity, because when we get to the point, and this is it, if you think my life depends on this, if you think that, there's so many BS that we will get rid of.
Yeah.
Like, it's just like, but but only people that has been on that place can really embody that thought. So when you say you got clarity after you're struck, it is like that. And probably what you're doing is to avoid people to go through that as well, right? Because we don't want anybody to feel on their body what we felt. It's what I have done. But honestly, if you had the opportunity to see that your life depend on this, or that your sanity more than your life depends on this as well, you probably will pay attention faster.
Yes, true. Yes, I'm always trying to, not necessarily a physical, well, burnout is physical. It's like I'm always trying to encourage people to recognize when they are going to hit that burnout place and stop, stop, stop before you get there, because it's
Yeah.
not, it's such a terrible place to be. and it's, and it takes time to come back from it as well. Like any illness you have, it'll give you a clarity, it'll give you an understanding, any setbacks you have, but you can't just turn it over the next day and say, okay, I understand now. It takes work to come back.
Yeah.
And the work
Yeah.
is, I mean, the work is good too. What did I was listening to something today? It's the journey, not the destination. But
Yes.
still, still it's a ways to come back. That's
Yeah.
all. I love your method. I love that idea of like
Thank you.
like introduce the thing. It's like it's almost like sensitive desensitizing, right? It's like, here it is.
Yeah.
Oh, it's okay. It's okay. Work your way through it and find a new narrative around it. That's so brilliant. So brilliant.
Yes.
So
Thank
awesome.
you.
And where can people find you?
Yeah. Well, you can easily find me at alejandrar.com/, eh, contact/membership/free class. Those are my three links. Everything that I'm doing for free is going to be under a free masterclass, and contact. Those are my contact, or you can find me on Instagram at Money Mindset Expert. um and yeah, probably in 2023 this is gonna air, I'm going to have a YouTube channel, so you can probably
What?
find me there too. And I'm gonna make sure to send you the link, because I have no idea what's the name, or
Yes.
what the name or handles are gonna be.
Well, all of the links, we'll make sure all of the links are in the show notes for everyone so that they can totally find you and check you out. And definitely, if it's something that sounds scary, my friend, it's probably something you should check out, right? So I
Yes.
always ask at the very end, what do you have any final words of wisdom?
Yes, I want to say that if you're here for a reason. If you haven't not found that reason, it is time to look for it. And if you have found it, then go for it, because it's all worth it. No matter how scary it looks, no matter how much you don't know about it, it's all worth it.
That's brilliant. Those are perfect words of wisdom for so much. Thank you so much, Alejandra, for coming and
Thank
hanging
you.
out and sharing all of that knowledge. Is so good. I always, always come away with something new and exciting. So thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you, my friend, for tuning in and having a listen. Let us know what you thought. Share some ideas, share some ahas. We would love to hear what you thought of the episode. And of course, share it with your friends. Take care, my friend. I will talk to you again. Hi, my friend. Thanks so much for listening to this entire podcast. If you found it useful and you're like me and you like helping others, please feel free to share this. Give it a like, give it a comment. If you found something useful in it, there's a chance that someone else will find something useful as well. Also, if you have any questions at all, I can absolutely help, and I would love to help. You can email me at heather@prosperityflowcoaching.com. If you want more of this awesome content, you can follow me on Instagram, Heather Stewart Coaching. You can follow me on Facebook, Prosperity Flow Coaching. And I have a personal request. I want to help as many people as I can with these podcasts. And if you could give me a review, hopefully a good one, if you could share, if you could send this out into the world, I would truly appreciate it. I hope you have an amazing day, and I hope that you find your way to wellness by getting back to me. Take care, my friend.